Hey everyone, welcome to another Scryfall Shenanigans. So today we're going to be looking at spiders in Magic the Gathering against mainly a timeline. So it's going to be one of those timeline episodes similar in fashion to the one I did about Mana Rocks, I think. And I don't know if it's quite the same with this one, but for this one I'm not going to go through quite so many tag rabbit holes and side quests. It's more of getting sort of an overview of spiders over the history of Magic. But if that's something you want to do, as always, I'll include the starting links in Scryfall. So yeah, you knock yourself out. Also, if spiders aren't your bag, then yeah, look away now. Because I realise there's some people out there that don't particularly like spiders. I don't have any problems with spiders, and some of my favourite cards, I nearly said some of my favourite friends are spiders, some of my favourite cards are spiders. So, just to start us off, first spider in Magic, limited edition alpha giant spider. We'll come back to giant spider in a moment. Also, last time Giant Spider was printed in a core set would be core set 2019. It was reprinted in Dominaria Remastered as well. And it's been reprinted quite a number of times over the years. So there are 108 individual spiders in Magic in terms of 108 first printings, so this doesn't include reprints. So these are all the times it was printed for the first time, different spiders. So we've got Giant Spider, Woolly Spider from Ice Age, Giant Trapdoor Spider. I think a number of these ended up in an early World Championship deck, from what I remember. And we've got Root Spider and so on, Canopy Spider. All the spiders. Now, because some of these were pre-printed quite a few times, that might be the reason why, through here, it's not many spiders before we get to modern cards. Because I suspect we'll find that, several of these were reprinted, but we'll see. I deliberately haven't gone through this too much in preparation because I didn't want to spoil it for myself. If we're interested in so how many cards, how many times have spiders been printed in total if we include all of the reprints? So currently, if we do this search, so it's just in, and this is in paper as well, I'm not including anything that might turn up on Arena or anything like that digitally. So 248 cards. You can see here, but even by sort of release date already, before we get any other spider, in this case Woolly Spider, we've already had several reprints of Giant Spider. So limited edition alpha, beta, unlimited, revised, foreign black border, Summer Magic, 4th edition black border, and then we get Woolly Spider from Ice Age. And Giant Spider's reprinted again in 5th, and so it goes on. Yep, so yeah, Giant Spider crops up quite a bit. If we're curious as to sort of price-wise, what is the most expensive spider and where was it printed? Well, it's, limited edition alpha Giant Spider. Just under $50 for one of those. And other cards that maybe haven't been reprinted quite so many times, but for whatever reason may be connected to their use in Commander, or maybe not many were printed and they're popular. And we have things like Shelob, whose lair is death, from Tales of Middle-earth, and so on. You can see there's another Giant Spider here, the beta version. There's a nice foil 7th edition there, but once we get past about the first I don't know, 10 printings, then you can see, you know, prices are falling down here. But certain ones, you know, this is a foil of silk lash spider, but the original, yeah, pretty cheap. So spiders not particularly expensive unless you go for this stuff here. And then we've got the EDHRec ranking, of which Arista is top, but that's not because of its use as a commander, of which there doesn't appear to be that many decks, 240. It's because as a member of the 99, yeah, 3% of decks in the EDHRec ranking have this in them. It's got reach, 3/5 for 4, and whenever an opponent casts an instant or sorcery spell, create a 1/2 green spider creature token with reach. And no surprise, its top commander is another spider. Right, let's do this. So 1993, giant spider. Yeah, reprinted lots of time. Interesting wording on here. Does not fly, but can block flying creatures, which was errated, around about, would it be, yeah, 4th edition here. So yeah, 2 can't block creatures with flying. And then we get the use of a keyword later on, reach. This creature can block. Did I say can't block creatures with flying? I meant to say can block creatures with flying. Sorry, I misspoke. Can block creatures with flying. That wouldn't make any sense, would it? Yeah, so reach can block creatures with flying. Okay. Oh, actually, what we will do, I know I said I wouldn't go down too often, but just as a starting point, we'll just have a quick look here. So yeah, French vanilla, you can see there's quite a number of what might be considered to be, I suppose, functional reprints or cards that it's worse than. So you can probably see there's a number of cards with similar stats, but they just have extra abilities on them which make them better. So, okay, so 1 in 93, and again notice here I'm not doing the reprints, so we're not looking at like years when Giant Spider was reprinted multiple times. That's not where we're going. We're just looking at the first printing. No spiders in 94. What about 95? So we get Woolly Spider from Ice Age, Giant Trapdoor Spider from Ice Age, and Root Spider from Homelands. Anything interesting here? So this, remove from the game target creature which doesn't have flying and is attacking you, and Giant Trapdoor Spider. Let's see if there's a particular keyword for that. Okay, so yeah, hate attacker. Similar to Hunting Gavu. Right. $1996. Nothing. Well, nothing new. 1997 we get Canopy Spider from Tempest. That's been reprinted quite a few times. Yeah, again, fairly straightforward. 1 on the green, 1/3, which now, yeah, just would say reach. You can see there's a copy from Tempest Remastered. So where did reach come in? 10th edition, somewhere between 8th and 10th edition. '98, no new spiders. 99, Plated Spider, Urza's Destiny, also in the Beatdown box set. So 4/4 for 4 on a green with reach, and you know, as you can see, yeah, these fall into the French vanilla category. So do that. So moving in already to the 2000s, what have we got? So ribcage spider from Prophecy, spitting spider also from Prophecy, and pincer spider from Invasion. That's got kicker on it. Sack of land, spitting spider deals 1 damage to each creature flying. Yep, so 1 4 for 3. Ribcage spider. Quick look there. So bombard. Sacrifice something to deal end damage. So in this case we're sacrificing a land. And because it's lands that are up for grabs, you can see that's interesting. It's down as hurricane. So spitting spider deals 1 damage to each creature with, oh yeah, each creature with flying. Yep, so that's why. So yeah. Didn't read it properly. 2001, ancient spider, 2 green white. Cool artwork. It's got first strike as well on it. Also makes the list. So now, you know, with this on the list, we've got still, the list ones always have the sort of old borders, I think. Silklash spider from Onslaught, reprinted a few times. Also in a couple of times in Commander. It's interesting. X spell, so X double green, deals X damage to each creature with flying. So no doubt, if we have a good look at the tags, there we go. Hurricane again. Be interesting to see how many of these have a hurricane effect on them. So just to clarify there, because sometimes when I go back, it's a bit of yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why I didn't want to go down too many rabbit holes here, so I'll dial it back now. 2003, no spiders. 2004, a couple. We've got Tangle Spider from Darksteel and Arachnoid from Fifth Dawn. So an artifact spider for 6. This, you may play Tangle Spider any time you could play an instant. So if we were to look at it, you can see, yeah, it's flash now. So 2005, Goliath Spider from Ravnica City of Guilds. Very large spider here. So 8 to cast, 6 and 2 green, 7/6. Again, just beyond that, French vanilla. Okay, there's 4 in 2006. So Aquistan Spider, Frostweb Spider, Steam Spitter, and Penumbra Spider. What was that reprinted in? Oh, Commander. That was it. And it was in Plane Chase as well, yeah, it's true. So Aquistran Spider has this graft effect on it. This is from Dissension. We've got Frost Web Spider from Cold Snap. Steam Spitter, which has a cost on it in its ability, which is different in colour than its casting cost colour. So this has, you know, if you remember, red there. I think you know what the tag's going to say. It's a fire-breathing spider. So graft is an interesting ability. So Simic. You can see we've got the Simic watermark there. Okay, moving on to 2007. We have Needlepeak Spider. So this is a mono red one from Plane of Chaos. But it's not one that's been, by the look of it, colour shifted. Don't think, because it's not got the that border. However, it is similar to other red cards. Skyraker Giant being one. Yep, so 2007. 2008, we get Gloom Widow, Juvenile Gloom Widow, and Jungle Weaver. So these are both from Shadowmoor. This one's from Shards of Alara. Reach, can't block creatures without flying. Interesting. Can't block creatures without flying. Sorry. So reaches can block creatures with flying, but it also has can't block creatures without flying. So can only block creatures with flying. Does that have a name beyond that? I don't know. No. It's got Wither on it. -1, -1. This has Cycling on it. The Jungle Weaver. Okay, Ember Weaver, Power Recluse, Deadly Recluse, and Oran Reef Recluse. So we got some recluses here. So our Ember Weaver is from Conflux. Power Recluse is from Alara Reborn. We've got M10 for our Deadly Recluse, and the Oran Reef Recluse from Zendikar. So all these sets came out in 2009. So we've got this interesting conditional fire breathing and first strike on there. Another cycling card, but this is much more specific. Forest cycling, plain cycling. Deadly Recluse was cool because it had reach and death touch. 1 and green, 1, 2. And then Oran Reef Recluse has got Kicker on it. So if it's kicked, you get to destroy a target creature with flying. (2010) we get Grappler Spider, Spore Cap Spider, and Acid Web Spider. So just another French vanilla spider for Grappler Spider, 1 and a green, 2/1 with reach. Spore Cap Spiders, 2 and a green for a 1/5 with reach. And then Acid Web Spider, which is from Scars, 3/2 green for a 3/5 with reach. But also, when it enters the battlefield, you can destroy a target. You can destroy target equipment. Spore Cap was from Rise of the Eldrazi, and this was from World Wake. 2011, we have Blight Widow from Mirrodin Besieged. 3 and a green for a 2/4 with reach, but it also has Infect. Arachnus Spinner, 5 and a green. This is from M12. It's a 5/7 with reach, but also tap an untapped spider you control, search your graveyard and your library for a card named Arachnus Web, and put it onto the battlefield attached to a target creature. If you search the library this way, shuffle this. So it's interesting tutor effect on it. Which tutors to the battlefield. Stinger Fling Spider, also from M12. It's reach, and this will destroy a target creature with flying when it enters the battlefield, which we've seen, another spider that does that. And then Somberwald Spider, 2 in a green. This one's from Innistrad. It's a 2/4 with Morbid. So that comes into play with +1/+1 counters on it if a creature died this turn. Kissing Recluse, 2 and 2 green, 2/3 reach and death touch. So we're seeing a few spiders here as we go through historically which have both reach and death touch. Dragon Lair Spider, this interesting 2 and then 2 red, 2 green, 5/6 with reach, and whenever an opponent casts a spell, put a 1/1 green insect creature token into the battlefield. Now you can see here, first time this was printed was actually for Plane Chase. So there were some Plane Chase cards which the first time they were printed was in Plane Chase. They weren't reprints at that point. Interestingly enough, this has only been really reprinted in special forms. So we've got Commander's Arsenal. It was reprinted in Take the Crown. So I suppose, yeah, that is a set, but it's not like a regular set. Regular expansion. It was in the anthology because they did reprint some of these Plane Chess decks in a later anthology. So that's pretty cool. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, create a 1/1 green insect creature token. I don't know if that has a... Yeah, it's a repeatable token generator. I'm not going to look at specific rules here, but I suspect some of these spiders might have quite... possibly have complex rules. Sentinel Spider, 3 and 2 green, 4/4. This has vigilance and reach, so attacking doesn't cause the creature to tap. That's from M13. And then from Return to Ravnica, we've got 5/5 for 7, so 5 and 2 green, Archweaver with reach and trample. Notice the difference here as well. This is a core set. In a core set, you're more likely to see reminder text. But, you know, with a lot of this stuff, you know, you also get reminder text in other sets as well. But notice here we've lost the reminder text in Return to Ravnica. I suppose reach and trample have been around for quite a while now. But I'm assuming if we to look at a core set around this time, you would see the full reminder text there. So we have a spider token from Modern Masters. So some of these sets, like Modern Masters, had quite nice tokens. Very nice. (2014) Grave Robber Spider, Nyx Weaver and Netcaster Spider. So we have Born of the Gods, Journey into Nyx, and then M15. Again, you can sort of see the difference here. So on these two, we just got reach, and then here we've got the explanation text here. So this one here, different colour activation cost, gets +X until end of turn, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. But only once per turn, please. At the beginning of your upkeep, put the top 2 cards of your library to your graveyard. Okay. 1 light green, exile it, return target creature from your graveyard to your hand. That's pretty cool. And then this one, we've got, whenever it blocks, it gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Hatchclaw Recluse, another vanilla, so 2 and a green, 1/4 with reach. Sky Snare Spider, vigilance and reach, so 6/6. This was on Origins, which I think to all intents and purposes was sort of treated as a core set, wasn't it, if I'm right on that? I think I might get a bit muddy around this time when core sets sort of went away but didn't. Okay, Ribcage Spider. So yeah, no doubt we're going to see certain stats which are commonly, functionally reprinted on these spiders. You can only have so many spiders that just have reach. Okay, Watcher in the Web. Yeah, I remember this from Shadows Over Innistrad. Block an additional 7 creatures. Wow. 1 in the green, 2/5. Ishkana Graph Widow. 4 in the green, reach with Delirium. I'll have a look actually. I didn't do it specifically here. I have to remember to look and see what legendary spiders there are. But this is the first legendary creature spider I think we've seen. Yep, so Delirium. When it's battlefield, if there are 4 more card types among cards in your graveyard, put 3, 1, 2 green spider creature tokens with reach onto the battlefield. 6 in the black. Target opponent loses 1 life for each spider you control. Nice. Swift Spinner, Flash and Reach. 2/3 with 3 in the green. Notice, of course, we're not featuring any cards here which produce spider tokens, but aren't in and of themselves necessarily have the spider type. So we won't be looking at anything like that, was it? Spider spawning, I think, is an example of something we won't see in this episode. Obelisk Spider. 1/4 for 1 black green with reach. Whenever it deals damage to a creature, put a 1/1 counter on that creature. Whenever you put 1 or more 1/1 counters on a creature, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. That's a really interesting set of mechanics going on there. We've got Drain Life and we've got this poison counter type effect. And yeah, thought that might happen. A few rules text there. A little bit about Two-Headed Giant. So what was this from? This was from Hour of Devastation. And this one is from one of the unsets. Warning, test subject unstable. With reach and 6-sided dice. Whenever you roll a 4 higher on a die, put a 1/1 counter on a willing test subject. (2018) Mammoth Spider, 3/5, 4 in the green with reach. Another legendary, Thantis the Warweaver, so black, red, green. That's a cool colour combination. 5/5, vigilance, reach. All creatures attack each combat if able. Whenever a creature attacks you or a planeswalker you control, put a 1/1 counter on Thantis the Warweaver. Hatchery Spider. This was what from Guilds of Ravnica. Oh, that was from Commander, wasn't it? So what was that one from? Dominaria. Okay. Have Undergrowth on this one. When you cast this spell, reveal the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. You may put a green permanent card with converted mana cost X or less from among them onto the battlefield. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Snare Spinner. As whenever it blocks a creature flying, it gets +2, +0 and 10 end of turn. I think we saw one similar to that before, didn't we? Yeah, I'm trying to remember now which spider it was. Twin Silk Spider, 2 in a green, 1/2 with reach, and when it enters the battlefield, you create a 1/2 green spider token with reach. So some interesting potential bounce shenanigans there, I suspect, if you felt so inclined. Yeah, so twin creature. There we go. So these are these ones that produce, copies of themselves, basically. There's 17 of those in Magic. And then Rot Widow Pack. Black, green with reach. Exile a creature card from your graveyard. Create a 1/2 green spider. Creature token with reach. Then each opponent loses 1 life for each spider you control. That's nice in a spider's deck. Okay, so 2020. So as we've seen before, one of the reasons why we start to see things get a bit busy as we move out of the 2010s is just the amount of alternate arts there are in here. And as you can see, I've deliberately included all prints, so the all arts aren't treated as a reprint. There, so you can see we've got Arista of the Endless Web, we've got Chain Web, Arachnia, a couple of alt arts here, or alt borders as well. You can see it's slightly different there. Then we've got Glowstone Recluse, of which there is this other artwork. Spore Web Spider, it's M21. Two different versions of this. Again, same artwork here, but different different frame. And then Sweet Gum Recluse. Yeah. So that was from Commander Legends. This was from 21. This was from Ikoria. And then we've got this one from Theros Beyond Death, and this one as well. Yeah, so reach whenever an opponent casts an instant or sorcery spell, create a 1/2 green spider creature token with reach. Let's just check the tagging on that. It's another repeatable token generator, but it just sounds very similar to a spider we've seen already. Chain Web has reach and also an ETB where it does damage equal to its power to target creature with flying and opponent controls, and then escape. So 3 in a green, exile 4 other cards from your graveyard, and you may cast this card from your graveyard for escape cost, and it escapes with 3+1/+1 counters on it. Glowstone has mutate, so you can cast it for its mutate cost, put it over another, also put it under a target non-human creature you own, and they mutate into the creature on top, plus all the abilities from under it. And when it mutates, you get 2/1/1 counters on it. Okay, so we've got another token generator, but this one's generating saproling creature tokens, 1/1s, and you get 1 life whenever this is dealt damage. We've got reach and really specific hexproof, so hexproof from blue. And then this one has Cascade on it. When it enters the battlefield, put 3/1/1 counters on each of the number of target creatures that enter the battlefield this turn. So all of these are, well, uncommon and above. And we're seeing a lot more complicated and populated rules text here. So let's see what happens. So we get into 2021, 7 cards. Okay, Doomweaver, we got alt frames there. Notfold Recluse, so French vanilla. So we got 2 in a green, 4/2 with reach. Is that similar to anything? So specifically, better than an Alpine Grizzly. I mean, obviously you can sit here and do things like search. I'm not going to do it, but you can search on sort of, you know, all the creatures that have, all the spiders that have power of 4, that sort of stuff. Funnel Web Recluse, 4 in a green, reach 3/5 with morbid. So when it enters the battlefield, if a creature died this turn, investigate. Drider, which is an elf spider. Whenever Drider deals combat damage to a player, create a 2/1 black spider creature token with menace and reach. So there's a number of these that are creating tokens. This is one that does it when it dies. Broodweaver. Okay, so we got Soul Bond on Doomweaver. So we pair the creature with another unpaired creature. When either enters the battlefield, they remain paired for as long as you control both. If it's paired with another creature, each of the creatures has, when this creature dies, draw cards equal to its power. That was from Crimson Vow Commander. And this one was from Innistrad, Crimson Vow. So this one we can sack it and create a 1/1 green instant creature token for each creature card in your graveyard. Activate alone only as a sorcery. Wonder how many creatures we've seen so far with blue in the casting cost. Can't be that many. So where are these all from? That's from Kaldheim. We've got Modern Horizons, 2 Adventures in the Forgotten Realms, Midnight Haunt. Okay. 2022. Wow. Okay. So getting even more populated now with alt art and alt frames. Web spinner cuff. And yeah, just look now at the rules text. We've got Ettercap, Llanowar Green Widow, Canoptek Spider, Spinneret Arachnabat, which is another legendary creature. And you can see we've got a number of different pieces of artwork here. Hoarding Recluse, Skyfish Spider, and then Thran Spider. So what do all these do? So this, oh, it's Equipment Spider. Interesting. Okay, which we can reconfigure. Right. Ettercap, which is going on an adventure card. And the adventure involves destroying a target creature with flying. Okay. This thing has domain 7 and a green on it, in addition to the reach and trample. So return from the graveyard to the battlefield tapped regains if this permanent would leave the battlefield, exile it instead of putting it anywhere else. This ability costs 1 less to activate for each basic land type of lands you control. So it's all buried in there, the domain. Okay. Fabricate a claw array. Whenever another non-token artifact, creature or vehicle enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card. Spinneret has what? We open an attraction. So this is another uncard. As long as you control 3 or more attractions, Spinneret gets +2/+0 and has menace. Okay. It's like sort of a metalcraft type of thing. Metalcraft for attractions. So when Hoarding Recluse dies, put up to 1 other target card from a graveyard on the bottom of its owner's library. Oh, interesting. So you get to tuck something from a graveyard. Huh. Now this one's got destruction. Oh, sorry. Actually, no. That's complicated because when it enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice another creature. When you do, destroy target non-land permanent. And when this dies, you may gain 1 life for each creature card in your graveyard. If you do, exile Skyfish Spider from your graveyard. And then we have Thran Spider. Another ETB. You and a target opponent each create a tapped Power Stone token. 7. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal an artifact card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Okay, what have we got coming over the hill? Copper Longlegs, Ruins Recluse, Mirkwood Spider, Shelob, of which there are 1, 2, 3, 4 of these. Then we've got Shelob Dreadweaver and Mineshaft Spider. And you can see again a lot of these, yeah, pretty involved rules text. Copper Longlegs is at common, it's 1/3. You can sacrifice it to proliferate. So that's where you get, choose any number of permanents and or players and then give each a counter of each kind already there. So interesting in things like, that use poison counters, those sort of things as well. Okay, this one has Death Touch on it and plays around with 1/1 counters on it. And of course these are any counters. So some interesting stuff going on there. Mirkwood spider. When it attacks, target legendary creature you control gains Death Touch. Shelob has Death Touch, Ward 2. Other spiders get Death Touch and Ward 2. And whenever another spider deals damage this turn by a spider you control... Sorry, I'll read that again. Whenever another spider deals damage this turn by a spider you controlled dies, create a token that's a copy of that creature, except it's a food token artifact with 2 tap. Sacrifices artifact, you gain 3 life and it loses all other card types. Wow. So Dreadweaver. Whenever an creature dies, exile it. Put a creature card exile with Shelob Dreadweaver into its owner's graveyard. Put 2/1/1 counters on Shelob. Draw a card. Put target creature card with mana expert involved with Shelob onto the battlefield. Tap under your control. Yeah, notice as well with the wording here, these sort of self-references. One, at this point in Magic, we're seeing a sort of simplification of this. Yeah. But, I'll just hang on. Yeah. So it's not, not repeating itself. And Mineshaft Spider is actually a mill card. You may mill 2 cards. You may put the top of your library to mill yourself. Here we go into 2024. What do we get? 14. Murders at Karlov Manor. So Glintweaver, Tarantula, Plant Spider, Twitching Doll, Spider Toy. Oh, okay. Generates spider tokens rather creepily. Brood Spinner. Wow, Surveilled 2 as well on that. Oh, that ton of Twitching Doll prints here. That was for Duskmourn, House of Horror. Yeah. That one's a particular promo. So is that. Spinner of Souls. As you can see again, yeah, number of copies of that. That's Foundations. Okay. So it's got Reach, and whenever another non-token creature you control dies, you may reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card. Put that card into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. I do really hope they've fully play tested all these Foundation cards, because isn't it the case these are going to be sticking around for quite a while? So yeah, anything that sticks around for quite a while, it's going to be interesting. It's got Reach and Death Touch and some more counter stuff. What's Twitching Doll doing? Add 1 mana of any colour. Interesting mana generator. I don't think we've seen mana generators on other spiders, have we? Oh look, there's a little spider there. And there's another one that plays around with counters. Okay, looking ahead, I don't think, sometime, I don't know if anything's been spoiled yet, no. So no spiders in any 2025 stuff for release. Well, that was super interesting. Yeah, I did enjoy that. So one last thing, actually, I said I was going to do. So we'll go here. Let me find one. His first printing release date. So I did say that I would look up. Do this. So there we go. You can sort of see what's going on, I suppose. So yeah, not not something that's been not something that there's been a lot of done. So legendary creature spiders. So 1, 2, this counts as 3, 4 for all of these, 5, 6. Yeah. I suppose for me, in terms of colour identity and being able to have access to the most amount of cards in Magic, this one would be the most interesting, because you can do black, red or green, which is a pretty awesome combination. You've got your amp and you've got your removal. Yeah, a super aggressive deck. I wonder what that belongs with. Well, that's pretty cool. Yeah, all the ramp cards there, bubbling up to the top. Oh, we got Griswold. Excellent. So I think I'll leave it at that. Quit while I'm ahead. So thanks once again for watching. Bye for now, and I will definitely catch you in a future video.